looking in, will I ever be more than I've always been? 'Cause I'm tapping on the glass, waving through a window. I try to speak but nobody can hear, so I wait around for an answer to appear while I'm watching people pass. I'm waving through a window. Can anybody see? Is anybody waving back at me? We start with stars in our eyes. We start believing that we belong, but every sun doesn't rise, and no one tells you where you went wrong. Step out of the sun if you keep getting burned. Step out of the sun because you've learned. On the outside, always looking in, will I ever be more than I've always been? 'Cause I'm tapping on the glass, waving through a window. I try to speak but nobody can hear, so I wait around for an answer to appear while I'm watching people pass, waving through a window. Can anybody see? Is anybody waving? When you're falling in a forest and there's nobody around, do you ever really crash or even make a sound? When you're falling in a forest and there's nobody around, do you ever really crash or even make a sound? When you're falling in a forest and there's nobody around, do you ever really crash or even make a sound? When you're falling in a forest and there's nobody around, do you ever really crash or even make a sound? Did I even make a sound? Did I even make a sound? It's like I never made a sound. Did I ever make a sound? On the outside, always looking in, will I ever be more than I've always been? 'Cause I'm tapping on the glass, waving through a window. I try to speak but nobody can hear, so I wait around for an answer to appear while I'm watching people pass, waving through a window. Can anybody see? Is anybody waving back at me? Is anybody waving?
The trouble with schools is they always try to teach the wrong lesson. Believe me, I've been kicked out of enough of them to know. They want you to become less callow, less shallow. But I say, why invite stressing? Stop studying strife and learn to live the unexamined life. Dancing through life, skimming the surface, gliding where turf is smooth. Life's more painless for the brainless. Why think too hard when it's so soothing? Dancing through life, no need to tough it when you can slough it off as I do. Nothing matters, but knowing nothing matters. It's just life, so keep dancing dancing through life, swaying and sweeping, and always keeping cool. Life is fraughtless when you're thoughtless. Those who don't try never look foolish. Dancing through life, mindless and careless. Make sure you wear less. Trouble is rife. Woes are fleeting, blows are glancing when you're dancing through life. most swankified place in town?
That would be the Ozdust Ballroom.
Sounds perfect! Let's go down to the Ozdust Ballroom. We'll meet there later tonight. We can dance till it lights. Find the prettiest girl, give her a whirl. Right on down to the Ozdust Ballroom. Come on, follow me. You'll be happy to be there. Dancing through life. If only because dust is what we come to. Nothing matters, but knowing nothing matters. It's just life. So keep dancing through.
Miss Galinda, I hope you'll save at least one dance for me. I'll be right there waiting all night.
Oh, that's so kind. But you know what would be even kinder? See that tragically beautiful girl, the one in the chair. It seems so unfair. We should go on a spree, and not she. Gee, I know someone would be my hero if that someone were to go invite her.
Well, maybe I could invite her.
Oh, Vic, really? You would do that for me?
I would do anything for you, Miss Galinda.
So I'll be picking you up around 8?
After all, now that we've met one another, it's clear we deserve each other. You're perfect,
You're perfect,
so we're perfect together. Born to be forever, dancing through life.
Oh, Elphaba, isn't it wonderful? Finally, for this one night, I'm about to have a fun night with this munchkin boy Galinda found for me. And I only wish there were something I could do for her to repay her. Elphaba, see, we deserve each other, and Galinda helped it come true. We deserve each other, me and Bach. Please, Elphaba, try to understand.
I do.
Linda, listen, Nessa and I were talking about you just now.
And I was just talking about you. I thought you might want to wear this hat to the party tonight. It's really a shark, don't you think? You know black is this year's pink. You deserve each other, this hat and you. You're both so smart. You deserve each other, so here, out of the goodness of my heart.
Listen, Nessa.
Yes?
Nessa, I've got something to confess. A reason why, well, why I asked you here tonight. Now I know it isn't fair.
Oh, Bach, I know why.
You do.
It's because I'm in this chair, and you felt sorry for me. Well, isn't that right?
No, it's because you are so beautiful.
Oh, Bach, I think you're wonderful, and we deserve each other. Don't you see this is our chance? we deserve each other, don't we, Buck?
You know what? Let's dance.
What?
Let's dance.
Anastasia, what to say to you? You have my eyes, you have your mother's name. When you came into the world, you cried, and it broke my heart. I'm dedicating every day to you. Domestic life was never quite my style. When you smile, you knock me out, I fall apart, and I thought I was so smart. You will come of age with our young nation. We'll bleed and fight for you. We'll make it right for you. If we lay a strong enough foundation, we'll pass it on to you. We'll give the world to you, and you'll blow us all away. Someday, someday. Yeah, you'll blow us all away. Someday, someday.
Ooh, Philip, when you smile, I am undone. My son, look at my son. Pride is not the word I'm looking for. There is so much more inside me now. Philip, you outshine the morning sun, my son. When you smile, I fall apart, and I thought I was so smart. My father wasn't around.
My father wasn't around.
I swear that I'll be around for you. I'll do whatever it takes.
I'll make a million mistakes.
I'll make the world safe and sound for you. We'll come of age with our young nation. We'll bleed and fight for you. We'll make it right for you. If we lay a strong enough foundation, we'll pass it on to you. We'll give the world to you, and you'll blow us all away. Someday, someday. Yeah, you'll blow us all away. Someday, someday.
I've learned to slam on the brake before I even turn the key, before I make the mistake, before I lead with the worst of me. Give them no reason to stare, no slipping up if you slip away. So I got nothing to share, no, I got nothing to say. Step out of the sun if you keep getting burned. Step out of the sun because you've learned, On the outside, always looking in, will I ever be more than I've always been? 'Cause I'm tapping on the glass, waving through a window. I try to speak, but nobody can hear, so I wait around for an answer to appear while I'm watching people pass. I'm waving through a window. Can anybody see? Is anybody waving back at me? We start with stars in our eyes. We start believing that we belong, but every sun doesn't rise, and no one tells you where you went wrong. Step out of the sun if you keep getting burned. Step out of the sun because you've learned, On the outside, always looking in, will I ever be more than I've always been? 'Cause I'm tapping on the glass, waving through a window. I try to speak, see? Is anybody waving? When you're falling in a forest and there's nobody around, do you ever really crash or even make a sound? When you're falling in a forest and there's nobody around, do you ever really crash or even make a sound? When you're falling in a forest and there's nobody around, do you ever really crash or even make a sound? When you're falling in a forest and there's nobody around, do you ever really crash or even make a sound? Did I even make a sound? Did I even make a sound? It's like I never made a sound. Did I ever make a sound? On the outside, always looking in, will I ever be more than I've always been? 'Cause I'm tapping on the glass, waving through a window. I try to speak, but nobody can hear, so I wait around for an answer to appear. While I'm watching people pass, waving through a window. Can anybody see? Is anybody waving back at me? Is anybody waving?
The trouble with schools is they always try to teach the wrong lesson. Believe me, I've been kicked out of enough of them to know. They want you to become less callow, less shallow. But I say, why invite stress in? Stop studying strife and learn to live the unexamined life. Dancing through life, skimming the surface, gliding where turf is smooth. Life's more painless for the brainless. Why think too hard when it's so soothing? Dancing through life, no need to tough it when you can slough it off as I do. Nothing matters, but knowing nothing matters. It's just life, so keep dancing through. Dancing through life, swaying and sweeping, and always keeping cool. Life is fraughtless when you're thoughtless. Those who don't try never look foolish. Dancing through life, mindless and careless. Make sure you wear less. Trouble is right. Woes are fleeting, blows are glancing when you're dancing through life. So, what's the most swankified place in town?
That would be the Ozdust Ballroom.
Sounds perfect!
I know you're so jealous of that procedure right there. And we are so glad that we have science and testing, and we've been testing every day at the show and every 2 weeks for the last 2 months. So we are health department administration approved to get to see pretty faces on this stage. Thank you for coming out tonight. We are so excited. This is a closing night on a Monday night. We've never done that before, but thank you, COVID. We are excited. The kids have had a long haul, but they are doing so well. Believe it or not, you guys are a sold-out plus crowd. And we had so many requests for tickets that we are streaming again. So hello, streaming audience. It's great to have you with us. Because we are streaming, if you will please make sure that you do not have those nice blue phone screens showing. They don't want to see any extra screenshots there. If you have to exit during the show, there is no intermission. So if you do need to exit for any reason, we just ask that you change between songs so that we can keep the video and the streaming clear for our audience at home. A couple of other things. Emergency exits are on both sides of the house. So you can use either exit at the end of the show or during the show. At the end of the show, if you would please use the exit you came through and try to maintain some type of social distancing, that will help. The cast normally gets to come through the audience and meet you on the other side. This time, however, you're going to say goodbye to them from the stage. They're going to get out of mics and costume, and then they'll join you outside, just so we can keep our distancing approved. So please just keep that in mind. A couple of other things. We have had any and everything that could happen to us, and this cast happened. We had a lead break her arm coming off the stage opening night. We've had 3 people go down because they're sick. We have understudies galore. I might even happen to be an understudy tonight. So if I happen to come out on this stage, please. Oh goodness, it's been so fun. The kids are so excited. This show is a musical showcase, so it's going to be 10 different numbers from 10 different shows. So we keep you on your toes all night, which is great. Some songs you know, some songs you won't, but we guarantee you you'll go home wanting to see more. So thank you, Broadway. Any other thing that might happen tonight, just please do your best to be a great audience. We need you to help feed them the energy, and like I said, you are a sold-out crowd, so we need you to act and sound like a sold-out crowd tonight, okay?
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the 2021 Vanguard Theater Company's Musical Showcase. It's been a year since we've been on stage, and oh, what a year it has been.
But we're not here to open old wounds. We are here to share with you some of our favorite Broadway musicals. To remind you of some of the greatest, take a look at this video compiled by Howard Ho.
Always looking in the she's inside. She's inside. On the outside. Wait for me.
I'm willing to wait for it.
Wait for
I'm
me.
willing to wait for it. Just you.
I'm 23. Will I ever be more than I've always been?
Tell me what's wrong with me.
Be more chill.
I'm 23.
Will I never be more than I am today? Ever be more than I've always been?
Can you answer me?
Rise up, raise a glass, let me raise you up. Rise up, raise a glass,
Living it up on top.
rise up. As I climb higher and higher, rise up, let me raise you up. Say my name, Christine. Hello. Say my name.
My name is Alexander Hamilton.
Nothing's as amazing as a musical on Broadway.
I'm a play rehearsal. Then baby, let me be your right-hand man.
It's called a dance break. Apparently this happens in musicals as well. People on stage just burst into spontaneous dance.
It's time to dance. Everybody's doing red. Let's dance. It's all
That's how the rain song.
come on.
We decided what better way to present these vignettes than award show style. Some shows you may know.
recognize, some you may not. But we guarantee that you will leave here tonight with a tune in your head that you won't be able to stop singing.
You're welcome.
ever thought that fairy tales are a bit too sunny will enjoy this tuneful, sophisticated, ironic, and darkly funny mashup of Cinderella, Jack and Beanstalk, Rapunzel, and Little Red Riding Hood.
Into the Woods is a Sondheim gem, which you may learn, careful the things you say, children will listen.
The show was nominated for 10 Tony Awards and won 3, including Best Score and Best Book.
Did you know that Into the Woods was the inaugural production of our very own Vanguard Theater Company back in 2014?
With no budget, a cardboard set, and a very talented yet inexperienced cast, it was a hit.
That first production has set a standard of excellence for all of us who have followed.
The medley we will perform tonight is power punched with the show's highlights, so pay attention, or you might just miss the reality behind the fairy tales we tell our children.
And ourselves.
Once upon a time,
I wish
in a far-off kingdom,
more than anything
lived a young maiden, a sad young lad, and a childless baker.
More than life,
With his
I
wife,
wish. More than anything, more than the moon.
I wish
the king is giving a festival.
More than life,
I wish you go to the festival.
more than riches.
I
I wish the cow would give us some milk.
more than anything.
Wish we had a child.
Want a child. I wish you go to the
I wish you
festival.
gave some
I
milk.
wish.
I wish there were giants in the sky. There are big, tall, terrible giants in the sky. When you're way up high and you look below at the world you left and the things you know, little more than a glance is enough to show you just how small you are. When you're way up high and you're on your own in a world like none that you've ever known, the sky is lead and the earth is stone, you're free to do whatever pleases you, exploring things you've never dared because you don't care when suddenly there's a big, tall, terrible giant at the door. Not till the sky. Dear Diaby, why did she run from me? If I should lose her, how shall I regain the heart she has won from me?
In her tower she sits by the hour, maintaining her hair. By then becoming and frequently humming a light-hearted air. Agony, misery, well, though it's different for each.
Always 10 steps behind,
Always 10 feet below,
and she's just out of reach.
Agony! Dude!
Sorry. That can cut like a knife. I must have her to wife.
you've changed. You're daring. You're different in the woods. More sure, more sharing. You're getting us through the woods. If you could see, you're not the man who started, and much more open-hearted than I knew you to be.
Takes two. I thought one was enough, it's not true. It takes two of us who came through. When the journey was rough, it took you. It takes two of us, it takes care. It takes patience and fear and despair to change. And you swear to change, who can tell if you do? It takes two. You!
What have you done?
Me? You are so selfish. Look at my garden.
Destroyed.
could have done that.
Anything with a footprint that big is not a who, it's a what.
Do you think it was a bear?
A bear? Bears are sweet. Besides, you ever seen a bear with 40-foot feet? A dragon? No scorch marks. Usually they're linked.
Manticore.
Imaginary.
Griffin.
Extinct.
Giant.
Now that is very, very possible.
Mother said straight ahead, not to delay or be misled. I should have heeded her advice, but he seemed so nice. And he showed me things, many beautiful things that I hadn't thought to explore. They were off my path, so I never had dared. I had been so careful, I never had cared. And he made me feel excited, well, excited and scared. Now I know, don't be scared. Granny is right, just be prepared. Isn't it nice to know a lot? And a little bit not. Mother cannot guide you. Only me beside you. Still you're not alone. No one is alone. Truly, no one is alone. Someone is on your side, our side. Someone else is not. While we're singing our side, baby, we forgot. They are not alone. No one is alone. Hard to save the light now.
Just don't let it go.
Things will come out right now. We can make it so. Someone is on your side. Careful the things you say, children will listen. Careful the things you do, children will see and learn. Children may not obey, but children will listen. Children will look to you for which way to turn.
Source material for a musical can come from many different places. Novels, movies, legends, even real-life events.
All of these are true for our next number from the hit Anastasia. It was first a legend, which was the source material for a book.
The book was then turned into an animated movie.
And in 2012, a stage production was born. Anastasia finally hit the Hartford stage in 2016.
Its Broadway debut came the following year.
It changed some things.
Yeah. It kept 6 songs from the movie, added 16 new numbers, included some new characters.
And they changed the villain and got rid of some of the more supernatural elements.
The basic plot was centered around an 18-year-old orphan. Her name is Anya.
And Anya, in hopes of finding some trace of her family, she sides with these 2 con men who wish to take advantage of her likeness to the Grand Duchess.
Critics agree, Anastasia is extraordinary, a triumphant celebration of courage, love, and reconciliation.
Anastasia imparts the hope that we can reconcile our personal history with the present and stand center stage in our own lives.
Like that, yeah. Let's join up with Anya now, as she begins to remember, memories from her childhood and a family she longs to remember.
Remembering memories, what a crazy...
Hopefully you guys will remember this one.
Miss Carly Miller selected Once Upon a December as her senior solo, and tonight it will be performed by Rosanna Hurd.
Yes.
Russian stories, who could ever forget our favorite Papa Tevye and his daughters on their quest to find their perfect match?
The original Broadway production opened in 1964 and was the first musical in history to surpass 3,000 performances.
At one point, it held the record for the longest-running Broadway show as it ran for almost 10 years.
The production won 9 Tony Awards, including Best Musical, Score, Book, Direction, and Choreography.
There were 5 Broadway revivals and a highly successful 1971 film adaptation.
Come with us to the small town of Anastasia, where Tevye's daughters come to the stark reality of matchmaking.
I wonder if Yenta's finally found a husband for you.
I'm not anxious for Yenta to find me a husband.
Not unless it's Model the Taylor.
I didn't ask you.
Oh, but Saito, you're the oldest. They have to make a match for you before they can make one for me.
And then one for me.
So if Yenta brings someone that's...
Yenta!
Well, someone has to arrange the matches. Young people can't decide these things for themselves.
She might bring someone wonderful.
Someone interesting.
And well off.
And important. Matchmaker, matchmaker, make me a match. Find me a find, catch me a catch. Matchmaker, matchmaker, look through your book and make me a perfect match.
Matchmaker, matchmaker, I'll bring the veil. You bring the girl, slender and pale. Give me a ring, for I'm longing to be the handy of all I see.
For Papa made him a scholar,
make him rich as a king.
for me, well, I wouldn't holler if he were as handsome as anything. Matchmaker, matchmaker, make me a match. Find me a find, catch me a catch. Night after night in the dark I'm alone, so find me a match of my own.
Since when were you interested in a match, Papa? I thought you had your eye on your books. And you have your eye on the rabbi's son.
Well, why not? We only have one rabbi, and he only has one son. Why shouldn't I want the best?
You're a girl from a poor family. So whatever Yenta brings, you'll take, right? Of course, right. Huddle, oh huddle, have I made a match for you? He's handsome, he's young, all right, he's 62, but he's a nice man, a good catch. True? True. I promise you'll be happy. And even if you're not, there's more to life than that. Don't ask me what. Papa, I found him. He's the lucky bride. He's handsome. He's tall. That is from side to side. He's a nice man, a good catch, right? Right. You heard he has a fever. He'll beat you every night, but only when he's sober. So you're all right. You get a prince. Well, I do the best I can.
In 2015, a rock musical was born. Yep, you heard that right, a rock musical. And then a movie to follow starring Jack Black. Take a look.
The musical School of Rock follows Dewey Finn, an out-of-work rock singer and guitarist who pretends to be a substitute teacher at a prestigious prep school.
After identifying the musical talent in his students, Dewey forms a band of fifth graders, or maybe high schoolers, in an attempt to win the upcoming Battle of the Bands contest.
The show's creator said of the music, "You can't play heavy metal in the theater for hours and hours. Everyone would be screaming." We agree, although we are glad we get to play at least a little heavy rock tonight.
I think they're just about ready. Yep. All right, let's join Dewey and his soon-to-be band.
All right, come on in, come in quickly. Don't let anyone see you.
What is it, Mr. Sneedley?
Oh, you want to know what's going on, huh? Well, I will let you know what is going on, Little Miss Sunshine. How come none of you told me that you could play music?
What difference does it make?
What difference? I thought you all were a bunch of prep school jerks, but no. Now I know that you're soul brothers and soul sisters. Right? You ever play electric guitar?
No, my dad won't let me.
Oh, really? Let's waste some time together, shall we? Take a hold of your axe and try to pluck out this riff. Now let your shoulders relax, you don't want to be so stiff. Already better, yeah. Keep on going, don't stop, take it over the top. Squeeze out every last drop, make his no really pop. Really one final whop, and yes, you're in the band. You, what is your name? Kevin! Turn a cello sideways, and it's practically like that bass. Pop the strings when you play, and watch how you shred my face. Oh, somebody find my face! He's shredding it off! No, it's right here, it's right here. Yeah! Keep on rocking, he's slow. Grab it right by the throat. Keep the rhythm afloat. Don't forget to emote. And that's all that she wrote. Baby, you're in the band. Piano man?
My name is Lauren.
That's good for my grandma, who's dead. Feel the groove in your pins and slowly turn up the heat. Hey, now he's playing like my grandma who's alive, yeah! And now rat-a-tat-tat with the bass and hi-hat. Make it juicy and fatty, yes, exactly like that. Now shut it down flat. You're in the band. Whoa! Dude! Yeah! I need a couple of roadies. I need someone on tech. Who wants to be security?
Can I be a stylist?
Check.
Mr. Schneebly, I don't have a job.
Well, how about being a manager? Is that something you could swing? It means I'm putting you in charge of the whole damn thing. Yeah, we've got a band. Yes, keep playing just like that. Now, Kevin, I'm gonna need you to come in on G, just like, yeah, just like that, exactly like that. Now, Zoe, I need you to give me some crunchy chords high up on D, just like, yes, perfect. Now, Lauren, take me to the moon, baby! Yes! Now look at me and do everything I do, okay? Watch closely. Now repeat after me. I pledge allegiance to the band.
I pledge allegiance to
and I promise to give Mr. Schneebly full command.
I promise to give Mr. Schneebly full command.
And control of the band as a whole. We will rock and we'll roll with our heart and our soul. If you're in, raise your hand.
I'm in the band. I'm in the band. I'm in the band. I'm in the band. I'm in the band.
Yes, you're in the band.
How fun was that?
Do you know what School of Rock, Phantom of the Opera, Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat, Cats, and 50 other musicals all have in common?
Andrew Lloyd Webber. Andrew Lloyd Webber is one of the most celebrated musical theater composers, with a career spanning over 50 years since 1965.
Creating some of the most recognizable show tunes, he was named the most commercially successful composer in history.
Throughout his career, he has won 43 awards, including Tonys, the Golden Globes, Oliviers, and many more.
In 1993, he was even awarded a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Isn't that incredible?
I know, right?
That's amazing. I want to go to Hollywood.
What a man, am I right?
What a man indeed. Anyway, sorry, I'm done geeking out. Tonight, we have decided to share two of his numbers written almost 30 years apart.
What an amazing journey it's taken us all on.
Arguably, Lloyd's most renowned score comes from the famous musical Phantom of the Opera.
Based on the 1910 French novel by Gaston Leroux, the musical opened in London's West End in 1986 and on Broadway in 1988.
It is the show all others are compared against, and is the longest-running show in Broadway history.
Might I mention, it's also the winner of over 70 major theater awards.
And it has been seen by over 140 million people.
Its central plot revolves around the beautiful soprano Christine, who becomes the obsession of a mysterious, disfigured musical genius living in the subterranean labyrinth beneath the Paris Opera House.
The Phantom, wearing a mask to hide his disfigurements and attempts to win Christine's affections, strong-arms the Opera House into giving the budding starlet key roles.
But Christine instead falls for arts benefactor Raoul.
Terrified at the notion of her absence, the Phantom enacts a plan to keep Christine by his side, but Raoul tries to foil the scheme.
Here now to perform his senior spotlight selection of Down Once More is Simon Dyer with his casting of Haley DiGirolamo as Christine,
Spencer Holland as Raoul,
and Charisse Jones as Madame Giry.
Down once more to the dungeons of my black despair. Down we plunge to the prison of my mind. Down that path into darkness deep as hell. Why, you ask, was I bound and chained in this cold and dismal place? Not for any mortal sin, but the wickedness of my abhorred face. Hounded out by everyone, met with hatred everywhere. No kind words from anyone, no compassion anywhere. Christine, why? Why?
Keep your hand at the level
At
of
the
your
level of your
eyes. Oh, this is as far as I dare go.
Thank you, Madame Giry.
Have you gorged yourself at last in your lust for blood? Am I now to be prey to your lust for flesh?
That fate which condemns me to wallow in blood has also denied me the joys of the flesh. This face, the infection which poisons our love. This face which earned a mother's fear and loathing, a mask, my first unfeeling scrap of clothing. Pity comes too late. Turn around and face your fate. An eternity of this before your eyes.
This haunted face holds no horror for me now. It's in your soul that the true distortion lies.
Wait, I think, my dear, we have a guest! Sir, this is indeed an unparalleled delight. I had rather hoped that you would come. And now, my wish comes true. You have truly made my night.
Free her! Do what you like, only free her! Have you no pity?
Your lover makes a passionate plea.
Please, Rollins, useless!
I love her! Does that mean nothing? I love her! Show some compassion!
The world showed no compassion to me!
Christine, Christine, let me see her.
Be my guest, sir. Monsieur, I bid you welcome. Did you think that I would harm her? Why would I make her pay for the sins which are yours? Order your fight horses now! Raise up your hand to the level of your eyes! Nothing can save you now, except perhaps Christine. Start a new life with me. Buy his freedom with your love. Refuse me and you send your lover to his death. This is the choice. This is the point of no return.
The tears I might have shed for your dark fate grow cold and turn to tears of hate.
Steve, forgive me, please forgive me. I did it all for you and all for nothing.
Turning back, too late for prayers and pity. All hope of cries for help.
And my life.
No point in fighting, for either way you choose, you cannot win. So do you end your days with me, or do you send him to his grave?
Why make her lie to you to save?
Past the point of no return. The final threshold. His life is now the prize which you must earn. You passed the point of no return.
You deceived me. I gave my mind blindly.
You try my patience. Make your choice.
No. No, please! No!
Kristen!
No!
guys. Can it just be happily ever afters?
I wish. But I guess we need the dark to make the light that much more beautiful. Let's face it, sometimes you just have to do the best you can when things get tough.
If there's anything this last year has taught us is that we just have to do the best we can. And in case we need a reminder, I think we should take a lesson from some pretty amusing orphans.
Yep, you guessed it. That red-headed little girl has stolen the heart of more than just her daddy Warbucks. The original 1977 Broadway musical was actually based on the popular Harold Gray comic strip, Little Orphan Annie.
Actually, I do believe it was based on the 1885 poem by the same name.
Okay. Excuse me. As I was saying, it went on to be made into a hit motion picture in 1982 with none other.
Oh, shut up! I think the latest remake was in 2014.
Oh.
Wake up! Get up! It's time to get up!
Get up! It's early!
And it's Saturday.
Well, thank you for the time and the day. Now it's over to Stormy for the weather. It's raining. It's raining. The city inspector called and he needs this place cleaned up.
Aren't they supposed to give you a couple days of notice?
Aren't we supposed to be done with face masks and 6 feet? Yes. Now, let's get this place shined like the top of the Chrysler Building.
Yes, Miss Hannigan.
Why any kid would ever want to be an orphan? I'd never know.
It's a hard knock life for us. It's a hard knock life for us.
Static treated, we get tricked. Static kisses, we get kicked.
It's a hard knock life. Got no folks to speak of, so it's the hard knock row-we ho. Cotton blankets, set of wool, empty bellies, set of full. It's a hard knock life. Don't it feel like the wind is always howling? Don't it seem like there's never any light? Once a day, don't you want to throw the towel in? It's easier than putting up a fight. No one's there when your dreams get crazy. No one cares if you grow or if you shrink. No one drives when your eyes get red and weepy from the crying you think this place will sing. Oh, empty belly life, rotten belly life, full of sorrow life, no tomorrow life.
Santa Claus we never see.
Santa Claus, what's that? Who's he? No one cares for you a smidge when you're in an orphanage. It's a hard knock life.
Now you'll stay up till this dump shines like the top of the Chrysler Building.
Yank the whiskers from her chin. Jab her with a safety pin. Make her drink a Mickey Finn.
For most of the world, the events of 9/11 left a permanent marker in our memory.
Much like man's first walk on the moon, we most likely remember where we were, what we were doing, and who we were with when we first heard the news.
In 2011, on the 10th anniversary of the attacks, a wife and husband team from Canada set out to Gander, Newfoundland, to gather stories of not 9/11, but 9/12.
From their efforts, a Canadian musical, Come From Away, took flight. What unfolded was a non-stop 100-minute musical.
Using only 12 actors to tell over 16,000 stories.
Set over the course of 5 days.
After opening in the United States in 2013 and making a stop in Toronto, the show finally opened on Broadway a year later. In 2018, it became the longest-running Canadian musical in Broadway history.
Come From Away tells the true story of what transpired when 38 planes were ordered to land unexpectedly in the town of Gander, Newfoundland, after the FAA made the decision to shut down its airspace.
It is the remarkable story of 7,000 stranded passengers in the small town of Newfoundland that welcomed them.
Of the many pilots that landed in Gander that day, one heroine stands out, Captain Beverly Bass.
I begged my father to let me take flying lessons. I got in my car, I drove to the airport, and I signed up for flying lessons. I had a hard time getting a job because a lot of the companies that I interviewed with would say, you know, you have a lot of experience and we're very impressed with your flight time, but you know, we just can't have a woman flying our executives around. I mean, what would their wives think? So that's how I ended up getting my very first flying job, which was flying bodies for a mortician. In 1976, they had 10,000 applications for pilots on file, and they hired 87. And I was part of that 87. One of the airlines came on and said that an airplane had hit the World Trade Center. We thought it must have been a light airplane. You would just never dream it would be an airliner. I mean, that just wouldn't even cross our minds. We were ordered that day to land in Gander, Newfoundland, and to do it as quickly as possible. We were 38 wide-body airplanes that landed in a 3-hour period, and we had nearly 7,000 passengers and crew members. We ended up staying on the airplane for 28 hours. When we got off the airplane the next morning, I can still remember walking into the terminal and just seeing it lined with tables and food. And the people of Gander had stayed up literally all night and cooking. That was maybe the first time that I realized that we had landed in such a unique place. When I left Gander, I wanted to share the story with everybody, but I was only able to reach a finite amount of people. And the greatest gift right now that this show has brought to everyone is now the whole world gets to learn about the story of Gander.
In this show, Me in the Sky is a show-stopping solo lasting 4.5 minutes long. It tells the remarkable true story of Bass's historic career in the male-dominated flight industry.
A near verbatim transcript of her interview with the show's creators, the song plays as equal parts love song and empowering anthem, depicting Bass's long-term affair with flying.
As Stacy Swap said earlier, Ellie Swap, who selected this song, Me in the Sky, for her senior solo selection, injured herself with a pretty serious break in the arm, and I would like to give her a personal round of applause as her entrance to sing Me and the Sky.
My parents must have thought they had a crazy kid. I was one of those kids who always knew what I wanted. They took me down to the airport, see all the planes depart and watch them fly. Something exciting me was started. I was 8 when I told them that I'd be a pilot. I was too young and too short. There were no female captains, and my dad said, be patient. He said, just see what happens. But I took my first lesson, came down from the sky. Told my father I'd fly for the rest of
of my life. Then I got my first job flying for a mortician in a tiny bonanza. Just a corpse and me $5 an hour just for flying dead bodies. I had to climb over their faces just to get to my seat. Suddenly the wheel slipped off the ground. It's falling backward. I am suddenly alive. Suddenly I'm in the cockpit. Suddenly everything changed. Suddenly I'm not too young or too short, and the passengers in the back don't complain. Suddenly I'm flying company charters. Suddenly everything's high. Suddenly there's nothing in between me and the sky. American Airlines had the prettiest planes, so I applied as a flight engineer. The World War II pilots, they all complained. They said girls shouldn't be in the cockpit. Hey lady, hey baby, hey, why don't you grab us a drink? And the flight attendants weren't my friends back then. They said, are you better than us, do you think? I kept getting tired in the World War II crew. They retired and the girls all thought much higher of me. 1986, the first female American captain in history. Suddenly I'm in the cockpit. Suddenly I've done my wings. Suddenly all of those pilots protecting me. They can get their own drinks. Suddenly there's no one saying stay grounded, looking down, passing them by. Suddenly there's nothing in between me and the sky. Suddenly I've got an all-female crew. The news caught and made headlines across the world. Suddenly it stopped. No one's saying you can't or you won't or you know you're not anything 'cause you're a girl. Suddenly I'm getting married. We're putting pins in the map where we've flown. And suddenly I am a mother. And suddenly shocked at how much they've grown. Suddenly I'm wondering how my parents would feel watching me teaching men to be pilots. Suddenly I am a senior instructor. Somehow I'm 51. Suddenly I'm flying Paris to Dallas, across the Atlantic and feeling calm. Suddenly someone on air-to-air traffic says at 8:46 there's been a terrorist action, and the one thing I love more than anything was used as the bomb. Suddenly I'm in a hotel. Suddenly something has died. Suddenly there's something in between me and the sky. As we have shown you tonight, many musicals get their start from a book, or a legend, and even sometimes a motion picture.
However, our next number actually started as a musical motion picture in 1952.
the zany, lightweight hit transferred to the stage in the 1980s and showed the craziness that may have occurred when the big movie studios were transitioning from silence to talkies in the late 1920s.
In 1989, Singing in the Rain was the first of 25 films chosen by the United States Library of Congress for preservation in the National Archives for being historically, aesthetically, or culturally significant.
The famous Gene Kelly directed and choreographed the film. It featured some of Hollywood's most iconic Golden Age stars.
Set in the 20s, Singing in the Rain is filled with masterful tunes and wonderful tap dance.
To be in the musical world of theater, one might think that a strong voice is the talent required. However, as important as a voice is, being able to act, dance, and even choreograph makes an actor what we call a triple threat.
Theater. We too have a few triple threats we would like to showcase tonight.
In addition to many other numbers, our own Ellie Swab has choreographed this fast-paced, toe-tapping gem. Please enjoy our own triple threats as they perform Fit as a Fiddle.
Fit as a fiddle, ready for love. I could jump over the moon up above. Fit as a fiddle and ready for love. Having a worry, having a care. Feel like a feather floating on air. Fit as a fiddle and ready for love. Soon the church bells will be ringing, and we'll march with Ma and Pa. Now the church bells will be ringing with a hey 90-90 and a ha-cha-cha. I did a little, my baby's okay. Ask me a riddle, what did she say? Fit as a fiddle and ready for love.
Musical theater, there's perhaps no other show that tugs on the soul of the man more than the story of Victor Hugo's prisoner 24601, also known as Jean Valjean.
Set against the backdrop of 19th century France and the French Revolution, Les Misérables' timeless story of intertwined destinies reveals the power of compassion and the quiet evil of indifference to human suffering.
It's an enthralling story full of broken dreams, unrequited love, passion, sacrifice, and redemption, an endearing testament to the survival of the human spirit.
Featuring the thrilling score and beloved songs like I Dreamed a Dream,
On My Own,
Bring Him Home,
and One Day More. This epic and uplifting story has become one of the most celebrated musicals in theatrical history.
The show was nominated for 12 Tony Awards, at the time a record number, of which it won 8, including Best Musical and Best Original Score.
For a performer, it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to be a part of the cast.
But to be honest, most never even get the chance to be part of its production. So it was a no-brainer for our production team to include this medley for tonight's show.
Here now to remind us of the power in all of us when we join together is our Vanguard Theater Company ensemble cast.
living will remain standing about. What is it for? When it left us in living. At the end of the day, you're another stakeholder. And the shirt on your back doesn't keep out the chill. When the righteous or in past, they don't hear the little ones cry. The winter is coming up fast, ready to kill. The year is dying. At the end of the day, there's another day dawning. The sun in the morning is waiting to rise. Like the wind cracks on the sand, like a storm on a raging second. There's a hunger, rains the rain. There's some who have to pay. At the end of the day.
There was a time when men were kind, when their voices were soft, and their words inviting. There was a time when love was blind, and the world was a song, and the song was exciting. There was a time, then it all went wrong. I dreamed a dream in time gone by, when hope was high and life worth living. I dreamed that love would never die, and that we would never part. I dreamed 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 that we would never part. I dre
talks too loud. Not in my castle on a cloud. There is a lady all in white, holds me and sings a lullaby. She's nice to see and she's soft to touch. She says, Cosette, I love you very much. I know a place where no one's lost. I know a place where no one cries. Crying at home is not allowed. Not in my castle on a cloud.
Do you hear the people singing the song of angry men? It is the music of a people who will not be slaves again. When the beating of your heart echoes the beating of the drums, there is a life about to start when tomorrow comes.
Join in our crusade, who will be strong and stand with me. Beyond the barricade, is there a world you long to see? Then join in the fight that will give you the right to be free.
Do you hear the people singing the song of angry men? It is the music of a people who will not be slaves again. When the beating of your heart echoes the beating of the drums, there is a life about to start when tomorrow comes.
On my own, pretending he's beside me. All alone, I walk with him till morning. Without him, I feel his arms around me. And when I lose my way, I close my eyes and he has found me. In the rain, the pavement shines like silver. All the lights are misty in the river. In the darkness, the trees are full of starlight, and all I see is him and me forever and forever. And I know it's only in my mind, and that I'm talking to myself and not to him. And although
confession. Read it well when I at last am sleeping. It's a story of those who always loved you. Your mother gave her life for you, then gave you to my keeping. Forgive me all my trespasses and take me to your glory. Face of God. Again in freedom in the garden of the Lord. They will walk behind the plowshare, they will put away the sword. The chain will be broken and all men will have their reward. Will you join in our crusade? Who will be strong and stand with me? Somewhere beyond the barricade, is there a world you long to see? People sing, sing when you hear the distant ones. It is the future that they bring when tomorrow comes. Will you join in our crusade? Who will be strong and stand with me? Somewhere beyond the barricade, is there a world you long to see? Do you hear the people sing? Say, do you hear the distant drums? It is the that they bring when tomorrow
Wow. That's right. In the words of William Shakespeare, the world's a stage. All the men and women merely players. They have their exits and entrances, but one man in his time plays many parts.
And yes, tonight, that we did. We played many parts.
The world of performing arts is something that connects us all. It helps us to give power to truth, to take risks, and to advocate for new and diverse voices.
Theater reminds us that we are not alone. Not only are we sharing time and an experience with the artists who are performing, we are sharing an experience with fellow audience members.
We're so glad that we can share this experience with you guys tonight. Arts is something that connects us, and we need it during these difficult times.
For some on our stage tonight, they bid a farewell to the Vanguard Theater Company. Their final curtain has been called. We cannot put into words how much their talents and efforts have impacted us over the last 4 years.
Just as we have honored some of the best of Broadway tonight, we also honor our seniors. We bid them farewell. But before we do, just one last number. What do you say?
Whoop up, whoop up!
We go together like rama rama rama, ding 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 dong. Remember forever as shoo wada wada yippity boom de boom. Chang chang changity changity bop. That's the way it should be. Wow, yeah. We're one of a kind, like dip 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 doo wop doo doo doo. Our names are signed. A boogie 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 shoot doo wop shoo wop. Chang chang changity changity bop. We'll always be like one. Wow, 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 wow. When we go out at night and stars are shining bright up in the skies above, or at the high school dance where you can find romance, maybe it might be Chang chang changity changity bop. Yep 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 doo wop doo doo doo. Boogie 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 shimmy doo wop doo wop. Sha la 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 yippity dip doo. Ra la la dingity dingity dong. Shoo wop shoo wada wada yippity boom boom. Chang chang changity changity bop. Yep 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 doo wop doo doo doo. Boogie 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 shimmy doo wop doo wop. Sha la 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 yippity dip doo. Womp bum loo mo. Womp bam boom. We're for each other like wop 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 and boom. Just like my brother, he's sha la 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 yippity dippity doo. Chang chang changity changity bop. We'll always be together. Whoa, yeah. We're all chang chang changity 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 bop. All chang changity 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 bop. All chang changity changity bop.
Come back. Okay.
If we could have our two amazing directors come on stage.
Please.
I don't know where they are, but it's fine. We would also.
There
Um,
we are. I found
Could Dory also come on stage, please? Curses.
Wait, no, I haven't cried yet. Stop.
We would just like to thank an amazing producer team for all the work they've done for us over the years. Do you want to go? Here you go.
Oh, also, hey, Dory, I just wanted to show you really quick. This is my sign for you, D and love, because you've been so helpful and kind this whole time, so we got a bouquet for you, too.
So we'd also like to thank our amazing choreographer, Elise
Yeah.
Swan.
Go this one.
We got you the purple and yellow one.
Thank you.
And then, of course, two for our amazing directors, Miss Isaacson and Mrs. Swap.
Oh, and chocolate. That's important. So just thank you guys for making it possible for us to have theater and oh boy. We love you. No, I'm not crying.
All right, hit the cue.
We made it.
We gotta get a picture of all of us, team.
Yes.